So after this morning's photo shoot, I went back to my accommodation, had some breakfast, had a sleep. Now hopefully I'm all ready to go. Got some rock formations further up down the beach. Don't know if it's going to work out, but they're pretty nice. But the cloud forecast is not looking too good, so we'll get to it, I think. It just occurred to me that I hadn't actually gone into any detail about what this channel is actually about. Now, in my mind at the moment, I don't think this is going to be an education channel. I don't think I'm going to be teaching anybody how to do anything. I might say a couple of things or explain what I'm doing, and there might be a few tidbits there, here and there, that might be helpful to some people. But I don't really classify myself, or I don't classify myself as a professional photographer in any sense. I'm just an amateur doing what I do. I enjoy it quite a lot, and I guess I just want to share what I'm doing. If that's something that you think you might be interested in, I'd be very appreciative if you follow along. Who knows where the future may take us? It might end up being something more than it is right now. It might not. It might be just me traveling around, showing you guys what I'm up to, what I'm photographing, and I guess, you know, my daily moods. But look, by all means, if you find something interesting or hear something interesting that I'm saying or doing, and you want to know more, by all means, ask a question, and I'll try and help if I can help. We'll just have to see what happens. I'm not really sure. Alright, so 2 hours until sunset. Might try and find a composition. Alright. So, after much running up and down the beach over here, I finally settled on a composition, but I don't think it's the best one in the world. Just let me clean you off. There you go. I've run up and down the beach, taken heaps of little sample shots, but I really can't find anything super, or something that I'm happy with anyway. This rock pool right in front of me is really the only thing that I can find that offers some contrast. As you can see, the pool itself is got white sand in it, giving it that blue color, with the rock formations giving off brown. And there's nothing really much in the sky giving off much color either. There's no clouds, and once the sun goes below those clouds in the distance, I'm not going to get much in the way of sunset light, I don't think. It's pretty harsh, to be quite honest. I'm going to do an exposure bracket, foreground and the sky, just because I don't think it can handle it in one go. I'll bring you behind the camera just so you can see what I'm thinking. And we'll go from there. Alright. So this is pretty hard to see because of the glare, because the sun's coming straight towards us. It's reflecting back off my shirt onto the screen, but I'm trying to get a bit of an angle, but it's not really helping. But I hope you can see a little bit anyway. You see the pool in the foreground with a little bit of rocks right at the bottom of the frame, and I've got it sort of just catching the edge over here, so it goes right around. So foreground from this bottom left corner, across the bottom, up the side, over the top to where the sun's going down. I'm not sure if you can see that right now, but you'll see the final image anyway. But I'm shooting f/16. Should have everything in focus of that. My ISO is at 250, which I don't really need it at that, but it's not going to hurt. Being at that, I could change it a little bit, because the water in front of me in the rock pool it's got some ripples in it, but maybe I'll slow down the shutter speed just a little bit, just to see if we can smooth it out even more. And I'll do that just by reducing the ISO to 100 and changing the shutter speed. But yeah, look, it's probably not my favourite image of the day, or week, or month. But look, at least we found something. But I reckon I got about, I'm just looking now, another 10 minutes before 20 minutes before it goes behind those clouds. And then it'll probably be all she wrote from there, because there is some clouds on the horizon. But yeah, just as I mentioned earlier, I'll come back to the back of my camera, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I want to show you. I moved the exposure up, hopefully you can see that a little bit. Again, I just wanted to point out that the main interest, I guess you could call the subject the rock and the sun in the background, but really the foreground is what pulls it together for me. Because it's blue, it breaks up, or I guess the tone of blue that it is, the hue that it is, it really breaks up the monotony of the browns and just the oranges. Anyone who knows that has done seascapes before, when you're doing a sunset with no clouds, the rock formations just tend to go straight orange, and it's really boring and kind of a sick feeling, to be honest. But I'm hoping that this blue rock pool has really pulled it together. I think the lines and everything are quite reasonable, and they make sense as far as how they come around from the left and over to the right and over the top to the sun. But it really is about the rock pool, bringing contrast and color contrast into the image. All right, we'll take this photo and see how we go. I haven't decided yet. I probably won't put a polarizer on, but we'll just see how the color comes out when I take the shot. The polarizer will just make it pop a little bit more, but it's not going to do anything apart from add another piece of glass in front of the lens, degrading the image overall. So I'll take the shot and we'll see how the colors go, but whether it's any good or not, I'll show you guys the finished image. So here it is, and fingers crossed. Thanks.